been talking for a long time about the issue with activist judges. And one of the loudest voices on this front has been Thurston County Sheriff Derek Sanders, because he has watched time and time again violent criminals be released with little or no bail, be back out on the streets in a matter of hours doing exactly what they were doing before his deputies arrested them the first time. And over the weekend, there's a pretty startling example of what happens when activist judges do not take repeat offenders seriously. This segment is brought to you in partnership with our friends at Future 42. Turn your frustration into action at future42.org. And this is a issue I know Future 42 is very passionate about, repeat offenders, holding criminals accountable. So first, the viral clip. So this was shared by a lot of the big name conservative sites on social media, because I think it's the look of like, God, it's not even like anger, frustration. It's like, what is it? Exhaustion. I've said this so many times. It's like the look on his face and the sound of his voice as he's trying to explain to the media that he is sick of activist judges and decisions that have predictable outcomes. Here's the clip that went viral.
He's got a felony warrant out of Thurston County Sheriff's Office because this is the third time we've pursued this individual in 6 months. So the last time I talked about him, I actually specifically stated that if the judges don't start taking this seriously, that someone's going to get hurt or killed. And here we are, shooting at the police. So maybe they'll take it more serious this time, but I'm not confident.
Yeah,
it's hard to believe this is going to end peacefully.
Absolutely over it, right? But frustrated. And that's because you say these things and then you turn around, what you warned about comes through, and it is putting your deputies and the public in danger. So a little bit of context here, and we'll roll this. I think we have the dash cam footage, right? So we'll roll it while I talk about it. So there's a 27-year-old guy, Damian Madison. He's wanted on multiple felony crimes. So they get a tip that he's, on the road. They try to pull him over. And of course, they can't. They try to pull him over. He starts shooting at them. And before he was shooting at them, he was like throwing stuff out of the car at them, trying to get them to stop their pursuit.
My car's out. Step out of the car! Faster! Step out of the car! Did she drop him off? Is he in your car? Where'd you drop him off at? Go back! Go back! Go back!
Crazy. So, they're looking for this guy, getting a pursuit with him. Third time in, 6 months? Third time in 6 months. They've been in a high-speed pursuit with this guy. He starts tossing stuff out the back. Then he starts shooting at them with an AR-15. At some point along the way, his girlfriend dumps him out of the car. So they stop the car, and you can hear it. They think he's in there, but they realize he's not in there. So now they've got this guy, wanted felon, willing to shoot at the cops. So if you're willing to shoot at the cops, you're willing to kill the cops. If you're willing to kill the cops, you're willing to do just about anything. And now he's still on the loose as of today, right? He has not been captured. So that's the context under which Sheriff Derek Sanders was so frustrated. This is someone who has a long rap sheet, long list of warrants out, who keeps being recycled in and out of the criminal justice system, who keeps getting out on low to no bail, even though Sheriff Derek Sanders has warned repeatedly, not just about this guy, but about other offenders. Look, if you continue to do this, activist judges, someone is going to get hurt. And now you've got a guy shooting out of the back of an SUV with an AR-15 at deputies who are pursuing him. So here's a longer conversation Sheriff Sanders had with Como News.
Well, this is his third time engaging in a high-speed chase in 6 months. This is the first time he shot at us, but on at least one other occasion, I believe even maybe both occasions, he had firearms on him. So it's hard not to see this as something that's very predictable. We know he's going to continue to escalate, and unfortunately, our judicial system just refuses to take it seriously. Last time that this individual, that we booked him into jail for his his last pursuit, I warned everyone. I said, if we don't start taking this individual seriously, someone's going to get hurt or killed. And here's the result.
So you have warned people about him
judges.
before. You knew him about him before tonight.
He's a prolific career criminal. Continues to get released back to the streets.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah. And think about that. 3 pursuits in 6 months. And he's still out and about. 3 pursuits. Every one of those pursuits, we've talked about this, every time that you flee from law enforcement, you're putting the public in danger. Every single time. So this is someone who doesn't care about human life, is willing to shoot cops, means, again, he's willing to kill cops, he's willing to kill anyone. And 3 times in 6 months, they've been in high-speed pursuits with him. And the sheriff keeps warning these activist judges, hey, you got to help us out here. I know you're independent officials, but we have to use some semblance of common sense here. And they are supposed to be weighing. One of the considerations for bail is threat to community. Threat to community if released, and likelihood to flee if released before returning. So someone who has a pattern of literally fleeing from law enforcement, yeah, that's probably someone who's not likely to come back to court. You think? Yeah, I think so. So this is interesting. So he was out, Sheriff Sanders, all over. He's been all over the internet with that clip, which I'm glad. I'm glad the nation is paying attention to what's happening here with these activist judges. And there are several. We're not talking about any individual. There's been several judges that have handled his cases. And we've done stories on the show of several judges who've made very questionable decisions in Thurston County about the release of suspected criminals. So one of the judges that we've been critical about on this show, I have to wonder if the public is now starting to catch on, because that's the key, right? You need the public to care and to stop electing these people. Then you need the media to care and to get that information out to the public so even more members of the public can care and stop electing these people. And there was this sign, again, I don't know to the extent that this judge, Allison Zip, her name will be familiar to you. She's had, you remember the story we did about the car full of older teenagers who fled from the Thurston County Sheriff's Office, bailed out. One of them was found hiding in a porta potty, and then they're like released just like that. It was Judge Allison Zip. So this sign is at Van's Burger right now in the Olympia area. Our community deserves better than Judge Zip. I like that. That's a great use of a marquee. That's a great use of a sign, Van's Burger. You know, I say go get lunch at Van's Burger today. And thank them for caring enough. Because, you know, in truth, these judges, a lot of them get to run unopposed. There's just not as many candidates out there, although an organization called Full Court Press is trying to change that and recruit more common sense judicial candidates. And then also, they don't get as much attention as like a governor or attorney general or whatever it is. I mean, there's not a lot of, the layperson doesn't know who Allison Zip is. If you watch this show, you probably do, and you care about activist judges, but we need to get the average voter to care. So seeing it on a sign at a burger joint, I think will get some citizens driving by to ask questions and maybe Google. And if you Google Allison Zip, Judge Zip, you're going to have a whole bunch of articles that come up about horrible decisions that she's made that have made the community less safe. But I think that this, again, is a prime example, this specific case, how fed up Sheriff Derek Sanders is, how little he cares about offending the judges at this point because he's just trying to save people's lives. I think this is a case that should be able to convince regular citizens that we have a serious problem here. And Nicole, can you bring this guy's picture back up one more time? Because we might as well do our job as members of the media to try to get him back into custody. So again, his name is Damian Madison. He's 27 years old. As you see, he's got a little tattoo scribble looking thing above his right eye. And of course, every good felon has to have a neck tattoo. He is, let's see here, he's kind of short, so I want to get that information out there. No, he's not. 5 foot 10 inches tall. I thought it was 5 foot 6. 5 foot 10 inches tall, 170 pounds, brown eyes, dark hair. He was wearing a black hat with a red bill when he got away, black t-shirt, sunglasses. Probably has changed since then. But, I mean, there's a picture of him. So, Got the little facial hair situation going on. I think the neck tattoo will probably be the hardest thing to cover. So I know there's a reward for information leading to his capture. So share that picture far and wide, if you will.